Hey everyone, it's real estate coach Craig Proctor, and I'm here for you today to help you generate an abundance of leads without spending a fortune. In fact, a lot of what we're going to talk to you today about will not cost you anything. It cost you $0. So please lean in if you want to learn the most effective lead generation, the most effective marketing strategies used by my millionaire agents all over the country. Drop your name into the comments below. Let me know what city and state, or if you're in Canada, what city and province you operate in, because I have a gift here for you today. What I'm going to share with you, we're going to kind of do this old school, is I'm going to share with you some of the campaigns, some of the actual ads that are being run all over the country to get qualified sellers contacting you. Okay, and some of them will want to buy a house as well, but these are seller campaigns. We'll talk about some buyer campaigns as well. But are you finding it frustrating right now getting buyers and sellers calling you? Are you still buying leads from Zillow or Realtor? Let me know in the comments. Are you guys still buying leads? And if you're buying the leads, you probably noticed it's almost impossible getting prospects to answer the phone. Okay, it's very, very difficult to get the prospects to answer the phone because people just generally don't answer the phone anymore. I mean, you guys are real estate agents and you don't even like to answer the phone, right? So that's what we're taught to do, right? Buy leads and then call them. Why are you calling them? You're calling them because you want to qualify them and you want to build some rapport, and you're hoping that you can tell them a little bit about yourself, so maybe they'll be open to meeting with you. And if they meet with you, maybe they'll hire you. Okay, well, here's the problem. That's all well and good, but if you can't reach them on the phone, you can't tell them about who you are, and you can't get a meeting, and all you're left with is a whole bunch of leads that you haven't been able to talk to. Am I right or wrong? And those leads now go into your database, okay? They go into your unconverted lead database. Now, here's the crazy thing about it. We keep doing it anyway, right? This is what a paradigm is. A paradigm are other people's habits. So how many of you agree that from time to time in your life, maybe right now, you're doing things that you don't really like? It's getting you results that you don't want. But the crazy thing is we keep doing it anyway. We want to break that pattern here today and talk about the real world. Since we all agree, whether we like it or not, it's very difficult to get the prospects to answer the phone. We need to reverse it. We need to flip the script. And we need to be offering buyers and sellers something so big that they're willing to call us to get it. That's right. If we can't call them, we want them calling us. That's real marketing. How many of you would agree with that? If someone calls you and they say, hey, I want to list my house, that makes real estate a great day, right? What sucks is having to sift through dozens or hundreds of leads, unqualified buyers and sellers, unmotivated people to find a good one. No, we don't want to do that. That's not how Craig Proctor got rich selling real estate. Many of you know my story. Within 36 months of having my real estate license, I was named the #1 RE/MAX agent, not in the country, in the world. I became the #1 RE/MAX agent in the entire world, and I didn't have any money in the beginning. I want to talk about, well, how does a guy do that? How do you get into an industry? You don't know anything. I've never sold anything in my life. I didn't know anything about marketing or advertising. But what I did know is that all the stuff they taught me to do when I first got into real estate that first year was horrible. Cold calling, door knocking, sitting in open houses, chasing people. So I had to figure this out. I had nowhere else to go. Like many of you, you want to figure it out. Who better to learn from than someone like me that sold over 10,000 homes? I was one of the top real estate agents in all of North America, and I have a very well-proven track record for sharing what I did to be successful with thousands of other agents. In fact, I've created more millionaire agents than any other coach or guru or trainer or whatever they want to call themselves. So obviously today, we're going to start with the things that cost you the least amount of money, okay? There's many different ways we can do this, but consider this. The one thing for sure that doesn't cost you any money are the words that come out of your mouth. Better words come out of your mouth, you're going to start making more money. So let's start off with the offer that you might make when you have a buyer on the telephone. Many agents are still stuck in the, we're going to email you daily updates of all the homes on the MLS. That is a very weak offer. I know that's what you've been taught to do, and no, it's not your fault. But think of it from the buyer's perspective. What the buyer hears is, oh, so what you're going to do is if I work with you, what you're going to do is you're going to email me the houses that I can find as a buyer by myself on the internet. That's what they hear, right? How many of you would rather start your search online? Because that's what the buyers and sellers do. They start their search online. Let's step out of real estate for a minute. If you were buying a new car, how many of you are like, oh my God, I'm buying a new car. I'm looking for a car salesperson. I don't think so. You'd rather go to the dealership website, look at their inventory, used cars, new car. You'd like to get as much information as possible for a couple of reasons. Number one, how many times have you showed up at a car dealership and you actually know more about the car than the car salesperson? Because you care more because you're thinking of buying this car. How many of you are suspicious when you walk into the dealership that, I don't know, this car salesman, maybe they're just going to try to sell me the car where they make the most amount of money? Or a car that they have in inventory. There might be another car that's a better fit for me over at another dealership. They're not going to tell me about that, right? They're going to tell me about the car they have or the car that makes them the most amount of money. So the home buyers today have these same reservations. What if I have a lazy agent? What if the agent only tries to sell me what they have or tries to sell me the homes that will pay them the most money? This is why we're going to improve our offer here today. Now watch what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we're going to offer a service instead of a list of homes on MLS that the buyer can find on their own. Can we agree that's a lame offer? And I don't want to offend anyone here, but it just we have to change, right? If the buyers don't want what you're offering, and you should know that by looking at your production, right? If your production isn't very good, you don't have a lot of people calling you. Don't blame the market. Don't blame the prospects. You want to take personal responsibility and say, well, I guess they don't want what I'm offering. So today's session is about improving your offer. So instead of saying to the buyer, I can email you the daily homes that match your criteria from the MLS, let's switch it up. Let's instead say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, would you like to get access to not only the homes that are available online, but would you also like to get access to homes that are offline and unavailable and not open to the public? For example, unlisted and off-market homes, distress sales, bank foreclosures, new construction properties, distress sales, and bank foreclosures. Now, receiving this information is absolutely free of charge, and you're never obligated to do anything. Would you be interested in that? If you say it that way, 100%, is that an exaggeration? Not really. It's pretty close to 100% of buyers will say, I want that, if you say it the way that I just said it. So a lot of this, and this is free, right? These are just the words that come out of your mouth. It doesn't cost you anything to have better words. So when I started to speak to buyers, when I would reach them on the phone or if they were to call me, I would improve my offer. Okay? My offer, notice all those things I offered were not things that the buyers can find by themselves online, right? The buyers don't know how to find unlisted and off-market. They can't Google that and find it. They don't know how to find all the new construction homes or the best deals in new construction. They don't know how to find the distress sales and the bank foreclosures, but I do. Now, right now, you might not know how to do this. Okay, that's why you want to coach, right? You don't know how to do it. But could you give me this at least in the comments? Can you smash the like button? Can you give me this? Would this be a good offer? If you knew how to provide this information to prospects, do you think if you could say, and feel good about it because you can deliver, if you could say, I can get you access to unlisted, off-market, the best new construction deals, I can get you access to distress and bank foreclosures that match your criteria, would that be a better offer than what you're currently saying? Just give me a yes or no. Give me a yes or no in the comments, okay? Now, let's look at how we're going to get them to call us. Okay, we can take that offer, what I just said, those words that come out of my mouth, and we can run that offer for $0 on Facebook Marketplace, and we can run the same kind of language for $5 or $10 a day running paid ads on Facebook. Now, we also can use print advertising, direct mailing to people in the areas that you want to get listings in. And our direct mailings, by the way, are going to have a QR code. And we're going to offer something really interesting because we want the prospects to hold their phone up and watch the QR code And this is where they're going to get to meet you. And you're going to say, in my case, I'd say, hi, I'm Craig Proctor. I work at RE/MAX. I've been doing this for 17 years. Here's what makes me different and better. And here are the services I provide you. So we're going to baby step the prospects, okay, to actually hearing a presentation from you. Now, you know this works because for some of you, that's why you're with Craig Proctor today. That's why you're watching this. How many of you, let me know in comments, how many of you are watching this right now because you've seen me before? You've never met me perhaps, but you kind of almost feel like you know me because you watch some of my social media and you were retargeted. And once you fell into the Craig Proctor net and started watching my stuff, because we do a good job of retargeting, you started to see Craig Proctor everywhere, whether you wanted to or not. This is what I want to show you folks on how to do this for you and your marketplace. Actually, to retarget this, thousands of agents will watch this, and it costs me about 1 penny or 2 pennies to retarget what you're watching right now, or retarget anything I want to anybody that we pixeled here on Facebook. So, what have we talked about so far? We talked about what doesn't work. Let's just summarize what doesn't work. Basically, everything you've been told to do, right? Door knocking, cold calling, sitting in open houses, chasing expireds, chasing for sale by owners, floor time, spending money on dumb image advertising. I see it all over the place, right? If it's a husband and wife, they're running an ad, a cute little ad. It says spouses selling houses. If the realtor has a dog that they love, it's a cute dog. There's a picture of the realtor with their dog. If the realtor's into golfing, it's them next to their golf clubs. If they have a fancy car, they're standing next to their fancy car. This is called image advertising. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to start running what we call unique selling proposition advertising. This is branded advertising, but it attaches your unique selling proposition. What is unique selling proposition? It's the thing that you do that sets you apart from everyone else. So, for example, if you said, sellers, when you list your home with me, if you take my suggested asking price, I guarantee to have an offer on your home in under 30 days, or I'll deduct $1,000 off my commission. And this gives you an opportunity, of course, to negotiate your full commission, like give me a chance to earn my full commission. Now, what do you think happens if the sellers, to get the guarantee, remember, what's the catch? The condition is they have to list their home at your recommended asking price. Well, if the sellers would actually list their home at the price you recommend, they would get an offer in 30 days, right? So what's the worst thing that can happen? The worst thing that could happen is a stranger that you don't know calls you because you made this offer, and let's say, bummer, right? You sell their home in 31 days or 32 days. So let's say your average commission is 20 grand, and in this case, you make $19,000 from a stranger that never would have called you had you not run this offer of your home sold in under 30 days, or I'll deduct $1,000. So the worst case is you're up $19,000. The best case is you sell the house in under 30 days, you make your full commission, and then you get 5 referrals from that client. Now, as far as FSBOs and expireds, a lot of you have asked, well, what do we do? I know in some places, like in some parts of Canada and some parts of the United States, for expired listings, you're not supposed to call the expired listings. You get in trouble, they slap your hand. So here's what we created. The question is would it be okay if a homeowner that was listed with another agent and they're unhappy with their agent, is it okay if the unhappy home seller, before the listing expires, would it be okay if they called you? In other words, could you speak to them if the seller called you? They had 2 or 3 days left on the listing. Could the seller call you, and could you talk to them? And the answer is yes. So we run a campaign. If you guys would like these, I'll give these to you, by the way. All you have to do is type in your email address. But check this one out. Where to turn when your home doesn't sell. You put in your area, Dallas, Texas, whatever. Where to turn when your home doesn't sell. Before relisting your home, order this free report that reveals 4 critical issues to ensure that your home sells fast and for top dollar. Now, that little ad, I run it on Facebook. I spend $8 to $10 a day. Okay, the last time I ran that, we made over $80,000 in commission. That's a pretty good return on investment. I don't know what you guys invest in. I've got my stockbroker, financial planner, and he gets all excited and says, "Oh, Craig, we made 5% last year." And being in real estate, I bought and fixed up and flipped houses, and I end up making 20%. I don't know. What do you guys think? If you could turn $8 into $80,000, you think that's pretty good? Would you do it again? Here's another one. So that was expired listings. For sale by owners generally don't like us, right? But eventually most of them give up. So what if we ran this? How to sell your house without an agent. Free report reveals 10 inside tips to selling your home by yourself. And again, that is an ad on Facebook. Well, I spent over $20 on that ad, and we didn't do quite as well. We made $60,000 on that. So this is what Craig Proctor marketing is about. When people I want people to call you, and I want them to say this. The best calls of, I want Craig to list my house, or I'd like to speak to Craig about listing my house, or we're interviewing agents. That's the worst one. We're interviewing agents, and we'd like to speak to Craig. But the marketing itself, you see, when the buyers and sellers respond to my marketing, guess what happens? They start to see video from me. They get retargeted, just like you folks have been. How many of you, tell me the truth here, how many of you sort of, kind of feel like you are getting to know me? Now, even though we've not met, but you're watching me on video and like you're judging me, you're evaluating me. Is this somebody I can trust? Does this guy know what he's talking about? Do I like him? This is what we're able to do on video. Even though you and I haven't met, the fact that you're still watching this tells me you probably like this, right? And you're going to start to see more of my stuff, and I'm going to get clients, maybe you someday, because I give you enough value and I build enough trust and credibility with you that you want to know more about Craig Proctor. Well, that's exactly what we're going to do when these leads come in. So when you run these ads, we're going to retarget them. This is a little Facebook ad, cost you $8 to $10 a day. Now imagine this. They start seeing videos about you, and you're providing them good information. Like if you notice today, I haven't tried to sell you anything, have I? Have I tried to sell? I've just given you good information, right? Now, if I keep coming at you and you respect my information, like, okay, this guy's a good source of information. He's not full of BS. He actually sold 10,000 homes. He's created all these millionaire agents. He's an established guy. This is how we want your prospects to think about you. Because this is what happens with Craig Proctor marketing. Eventually, by the time you get to the house, all the heavy lifting has been done with the pre-marketing before the appointment. How many of you have already experienced that, where you get to someone's house and like, oh my God, I can't believe you're actually in my house. Or Craig, I didn't think it would be you coming. I thought it would be one of your team members. So when that starts to happen, it becomes pretty easy. So what we did there is we're pre-selling the prospects on you before you even meet with them. That's very, very important. And that makes selling real estate so much easier. The most difficult sale is when you're calling these Zillow leads and they don't know who the hell you are. They don't know why you're calling. You're bothering them at dinner. You're clearly positioned as a pest. What's different about my approach is I want you to be the most welcome guest. I want you to be the most welcome guest to visit their home. I do not want you to be viewed as an annoying pest, okay? Guest versus pest. And this is what made me successful. This is why within 36 months of me getting my real estate license, I was named the #1 agent in the world for RE/MAX, and I kept being the top agent in the world for RE/MAX year after year after year. Now, eventually, as my business grew, I could not go out on all the appointments. Okay, as much as I tried. I wasn't married back then. I didn't have any kids. And I didn't, believe me, I didn't want to split the money. But I got up to about 155 transactions by myself as a solo agent. Then I started hiring other agents, and it was easy for me to recruit other agents to partner up. Now, understand, I've never been a broker. I'm just a real estate agent at the RE/MAX office. So technically, these agents that are partnering up with me, technically they work for RE/MAX, but they're partnered up with me. And the deal is that these agents that I bring on are going to work the overflow. I'm not going to give them all my business. I'm going to continue to cherry pick the A leads, give them the B leads and the C leads. This worked really well. I had 8 agents, okay, 8 of them at the peak of this, and I was selling 500 to 600 homes a year. The standards for the agents on my team is they had to average 4 sales every month. Okay, so that's about 50 sales every year that they would do. And they would do that year after year. In fact, I had the same team for over 20 years because, do the math, they were making $500,000-$600,000. They're making a lot of money. But so was I. So I continued along with this, and that's how I got into coaching and training other agents, because now that I had my team to go out and meet with the buyers and sellers, and I was having such success, I didn't intend to go out and coach agents. It just kind of happened. Other real estate agents started calling me saying, hey, you're a young guy. You've only been doing this for 3 years. You're selling 500 to 600 homes a year. How do you do it? This is what I realized. I started sharing what I was doing. And when I shared with the other agents what I was doing, guess what happened? They started to see the same success that I was seeing. That's when I realized that my success really had nothing to do with Craig Proctor, the person. And I want you to hear this, okay? Because you might think, well, Craig's got some kind of superpowers or his marketplace is different. Nope. I have Craig Proctor coaching members all over Canada and all over the United States using the Craig Proctor system. It is a system. Okay, when I say it's coaching, it's really a terrible name for what I do because I actually give you my system. Now, I suppose we could say I coach you on how to use the system, but many of you have been involved in coaching programs before, and a lot of people have a very negative connotation about coaching. Coaching, is that like somebody that's going to try to motivate me? No, I'm not really a motivator. If I give you good stuff to do that works, that'll motivate you. I don't need to motivate you. You'll be able to motivate yourself if you're given tools and systems that actually work. A lot of people, their misconception about coaching is, is a coach just there to keep you accountable? Not really. That's not what I do. It's not my thing. I don't call you up every day and say, hey, did you make your 200 cold calls? I keep you accountable to the system because I want this to work. I can say this. People ask me, well, what percentage of real estate agents are successful with the Craig Proctor system? My answer is always the same. 100% of agents who show up and implement the system. So, if you're not an implementer, you're not coachable, you're not going to do anything, obviously it's not going to work. It'd be like signing up to the gym membership and then never going to the gym and you're still not in good shape and you blame the gym. Well, I signed up and nothing happened. No, you actually have to work the system. So I do like daily coaching and training. Just like I'm doing here. This is free, by the way. Imagine this. So I'm giving you all this value and you haven't paid me a penny. But if you do want to get more information on Craig Proctor coaching and training, there is a place you can go. If somebody wants to type in proctorcall.com into the comments, proctorcall.com, that is a clickable link, and you'll be able to go to my Acuity Day Timer. And we probably don't have many appointments because it's very popular, but check it out. Find an appointment that works for you. What's this appointment about? We do it over Zoom so we can see each other. And are we trying to sell you something? Not really. What we're trying to do is to evaluate you to see if you're a good fit with me. Yep. We're qualifying you. We're going to ask you what your business looks like, what you're doing right now. We're also going to ask you what you want to do, like what is your goal. So let's say an agent says, well, I'm doing 25 transactions and I want to sell 50. Okay, so why are you not already selling 50? Okay, honest question, right? If you're only doing 25 and you really want to do 50, how come you're not already doing 50? And then the agent would proceed to tell us all the reasons why they're not doing 50, all these obstacles. Now, we would just provide you helpful advice. By the questions, have you ever met anyone that asks you really good questions about your business? You're like, man, that was really useful. Because just the questions we ask you, even though they may appear on the surface simple questions, they're usually not questions that you've been asking yourself. In fact, I've had a lot of people that go through our breakthrough call say, wow, these are really good questions and obvious questions, and they're questions that I should have thought of or questions I should have been asking myself. So this is going to help you focus on where you at and where you want to go and what are your issues. Now, we're going to give you free advice on how to fix those issues. If this consultation is really useful to you, we will tell you all the training that we provide, and you could choose to do some training with Craig Proctor. Or you might say, yeah, this is not for me. You blow out of there and you just keep doing what you're doing. So there absolutely is no downside. It costs you $0. You're going to know in a half an hour whether Craig Proctor is right for you. If you want these ads, just drop your email address in. Okay, this is how to sell your home by yourself. And we're getting homeowners that are about to expire off the market or they've already expired off the market to contact you. And if you wish, we can give you the information that you would send out because it's offering a free report. You don't want to run the ad and then not have the information to send them. And then to attract expired listings, we've got this. How to sell a home that didn't sell, where to turn when your home doesn't sell. And it also offers a free report. Now, let's go back to what we talked about earlier, which is the words that come out of your mouth. Okay? We talked about when you're working with a buyer, if you've got a lame offer, if you're talking about, well, I've lived in this town for 17 years and I'm a really good negotiator, don't you think the buyer might be thinking, well, the other agent we talked to actually lived in this town for 18 years. And the other real estate agent we talked to, they also said they're a good negotiator. Right? So the kind of things we say, we think it's important because it's us saying it, but actually you're saying things that all the other agents say as well. I don't think any agent says, oh, I'm a very bad negotiator. Oh, good to meet you. I'm brand new in real estate. I'm a terrible negotiator. Also, I'm kind of lazy and I don't really care about representing your best interest. Nobody does that, right? Everyone says the same things. If you say the same thing, you're going to look and you're going to sound just like them. And you come to me and you say, well, Craig, I want different results than the other agents. Great. We can't look like them. I'm all about pushing against industry norms and standards. The harder we push against the way everyone else does it, the more money you're going to make. So let's talk about now if you're talking to a seller prospect. So what would your offer be if you were on the phone and you were talking to a seller? Or what are you advertising right now to get listings? Anyone who want to help me out, type me in the comments. What is your seller offer? Many real estate agents will say this to a seller. Would you like a free CMA? And the seller will say, what is that, Country Music Awards? I don't know what that is. No, that's a competitive market analysis. Well, what's that mean? Oh, we help you determine what your houses would sell for. Why don't we just say that? Why do we use industry terms like a CMA? They don't even know what that means. Here's the problem. If your big offer is, do you want to find out what your house is worth, or do you want a free market evaluation? Where do sellers go to find that information? They go to Zillow, they go to Redfin, they go to Realtor. There's dozens of sites that homeowners can and will go to find out what their house is worth. But if your big offer is, well, I can tell you what your house is worth, or I can tell you what the homes on your street have sold for, what's currently listed, they can find that too. It's called the internet. Okay, so I'm just being brutally honest here. If your big offer is something they already know how to get without you, you're not going to have much success with that. So let me give you a couple tips on how we can do this. And this is kind of funny, by the way. How many of you, when you get to the seller's house, forget about how to get to the seller's house, but when you actually get to the seller's house, how many of you would go through a net sheet? You'd look around at the house, you pull out the comparables, and we all agree the most important number to the homeowner is what they're going to net in their pocket after all the fees, right? Paying off their mortgage, any mortgage penalties, paying your commission. That's the most important number. Would you guys agree? Give me a thumbs up. And by the way, you guys should all be following me, by the way. Make sure that you're following me so whenever I go live, you get my stuff. But if you agree, the most important number to the homeowner is what they're going to net in their pocket. Not what their house is worth, not what their house is going to sell for, but actually what they're going to net in their pocket. Give me a high five, smash the like button. So, why do we offer something that sounds like everyone else that's actually less valuable? Why do we say, do you want a CMA? Do you want a free market analysis? You want to find out what your home is worth? When a better offer would be the thing you already do. That's the crazy part about it. Most of you are like, well, I already do that. Yeah, but you do it after you have the appointment. Let's back up the bus. Beep, 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 beep. Let's use this offer to get the appointment in the first place. Not something that you do once you get to the house. It's something you should be offering in advance to get to the home, not something you do after you're at the house. How many are giving me a high five on this? Now we're going to plus this. Here's another thing that you all do. You get to their home, they walk into the kitchen, you plunk down your briefcase. What's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to go look around at the house. So you're looking around the house, they go, oh, this is the kitchen. You go, brilliant, it's the kitchen. This is the living room. This is the family room. These are the bedrooms. And you look around and you're taking notes. Now, how many of you, after looking at their home, would offer up free and valuable advice on what the seller could do to prepare their home for sale? These are inexpensive things that the seller could do to prepare their home for sale. What would be examples of that? You might say, hey, you might want to clean the carpet or replace some of these carpets. You got purple paint in this bedroom. You might want to neutralize it, right? Inexpensive things to do. You might want to do a little bit of landscaping. You might want to move the furniture around. We can stage it a bit. So this is something that we do. Now, how many of you feel you're pretty good at that? How many of you honestly believe that if the seller would take your prep advice, your free tips and advice on inexpensive things that they could do to prepare their home for sale, that they would probably sell their home for $5,000 or maybe even $10,000 more? Give me a high five in comments. You believe that's true? Why are we hiding this until after you meet with them? So we're going to back up the bus. Here's your original offer, right? Here's what we've been trained to do. Would you like a free CMA? Would you like to know what your house is worth? Garbage. You're going to replace it with this. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, would you like to know exactly what you're going to net in your pocket after all the associated expenses when selling a home? Also, in addition, when I look at your home, I can give you some inexpensive tips, inexpensive things for you to do that would help sell your home for $5,000 to $10,000 more. You plus the two of them, you added them together, the double-decker. Is that something you might be interested in? What would be a great time to get together, mornings or afternoons? Okay, now we're going to do it, but this time in slow motion. Okay, here's the old you. This is the old you, and it's not your fault, because I used to do it too. Right? We do what paradigms. We look around. I mean, if we were plumbers, we would get into the first day of being a plumber and we would look around all the plumbers like, okay, you pull this out. We don't know. We get into real estate. They're like, okay, here's the offer you make. You tell the seller, would you like a free evaluation? Would you like to know what your houses are selling for? We know they go to Zillow and Redfin and Realtor for that. And it doesn't work. That's a paradigm, right? We do things that don't work. It gets us results we don't want, and we keep doing it anyway. Ridiculous, right? Here's the new offer. Write this down. Give Craig Proctor credit in the credits. If you were a movie, I want you to give me credit in your success movie when you're a superstar. So I got to some Craig Proctor. Here's your new offer to sellers. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I can not only tell you what your home would sell for, but more importantly, I'll go through a net sheet and we can discuss all the associated expenses that go along with selling your home. So I can help you discover the most important number for you is actually what you're going to net in your pocket, not what the house is going to sell for. Also, when we get together and I have a look at your house, I have very good experience on inexpensive things that you could do to sell your home for the most amount of money. Inexpensive things like staging the furniture, landscaping, really inexpensive things that we found effective to help you sell your home, in my experience, for at least $5,000 to $10,000 more. Now, meeting with me and getting determining what you're going to net in your pocket, and getting my advice on inexpensive things that you can do to sell your home for $5,000 to $10,000 more is absolutely free of charge, and you're never obligated to do anything. When would be a good time to meet? Tomorrow morning or afternoon? There is no yes or no, by the way. It's tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. Do you know what I used to do back in the day? This is how dumb I was. I used to say to the seller, so when would be a good time to meet? Days or evenings? And quite often, they would pick evenings. And then I get home and my wife's got 3 kids. She's like, why do you work all the time at night? I'm like, I'm an idiot. I'm just going to change. Instead of saying, when's a good time to meet, days or evenings, I'll switch that up and say, when's a good time for us to meet, mornings or afternoons? And hardly ever did I have to go on an evening appointment. I could be with my family. I tell you, some things in life are so simple, but these are paradigms. Do you understand that the way you think, right? All the crap that's happened to you in your life, what they taught you in kindergarten, right? What they taught you through elementary school, through high school, what they taught you all the years you've been a real estate agent, all of that stuff you've been exposed to creates your paradigm. It's a self-imposed prison that we live in. And the thoughts, the paradigm controls what you do. It controls how you think about things. So the paradigm controls what you do. What you do controls the results you get. And you come to me and you say, Craig, I want to get better results. I say, we got to first change the paradigm. We got to first change the way you look at real estate, how you think about real estate, the people you're talking to. We got to change all that so you can start to have better thoughts and better ideas. You're going to implement different things, and then you're going to get better results. Folks, I hope you really, really enjoyed this today. Let me know in the comments if you did. This was absolutely free of charge. We've been at this now for 36 minutes, and I am real estate coach Craig Proctor, and I invented the Craig Proctor Real Estate Success System. And if you want to learn how to make more money and have more time and more freedom, please go to proctorcall.com. No space. If someone could type it in one more time, please. proctorcall.com. Book a breakthrough call. Okay, book a breakthrough call with us. I also have a private Facebook group. It's a secret private Facebook group. If you would like an invitation to be amongst the 8,000 top agents in North America that are inside the Craig Proctor Facebook, cost you $0 to be inside my Facebook. I have a selfish interest in you being part of that because I want you to be exposed to my Millionaire Agents, right? I want you to start having conversations and thinking about things that you're not currently thinking about. So if you want to be inside my private Facebook group, just type in to the comments below, private group. And again, if you want the campaigns that we offered here today, drop in your email address and we'll get those out to you. So please do follow this page. Follow my business page at Craig Proctor. It's me wearing, I think, a shirt very similar to this. And turn on notifications so you get everything. This will be all over social. It'll be on YouTube. It'll be on LinkedIn. It'll be everywhere. But if you enjoyed this, yes, turn on all my notifications. You'll start to see my stuff all over the place. If you want to email me, and you're really excited about this, you can email me at craig@craigproctor.com. That's craig@craigproctor.com, and we can have a conversation about how you can become more involved with Craig Proctor. So everybody have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching this, and we'll see you all next time. Take care. This is Real Estate Coach Craig Proctor signing out. Hi, this is Craig Proctor. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed that video. And listen, I've got a lot more information for you to help you grow your real estate business. You see, several times a week, I record new videos and I load them onto this YouTube channel. What I'd like you to do, if you'd like to access them, are two important things, and both are totally free. Number one is I'd like you to subscribe to this channel. You're going to see a little subscribe button for you to click on. And if you don't already have an account with YouTube, it's free for you to set it up. It's really easy, it's free, but you've got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important thing is to ring the little bell right next to the subscribe button. And that's gonna let you know every time I load new money-making videos to help you grow your real estate business. So make sure you subscribe right now, you ring the little bell, and we'll see you on the next video.